New on Curiosity Stream.
From time to time, we have collisions between asteroids and the Earth.
We track them, we study them, we hope the big one never comes. Don't look up, it's Asteroid Rush. And alligators. They rarely get sick. They even outlasted the dinosaurs. Could they hold the secret to human longevity?
Their blood could have antibacterial applications.
Wade into the investigation on immortal alligators. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
All right, we made it. Drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast an unidentified man from Los Angeles, California. Now, we are not fans of armed robbery, but that is precisely what today's honoree did. He donned a mask, walked into the store, pulled out a gun, and aimed it at the cashier. He then ordered her to hand over, and I quote, all of the money. Well, she obliged, and then the man headed for the door. But he was distracted by some of the store's merchandise, namely a vibrator that was sitting over there. So he snatched it off the wall and walked out, but forgot about the cash and left it behind.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just like, look, man, armed robbery is armed robbery. If you get caught, the sentence can be roughly the same. I just feel like go for the cash. It's like stealing a car, right? There's an AMC Pacer. There's a Ferrari. Like, if you're the sentence is going to be roughly the same, go for the Ferrari. Anyway, yeah, he saw the vibrator, put the cash down, grabbed the vibrator, left. And they're like, all right, no harm, no foul.
How much cash was it?
I don't know, but whatever's in the cash register.
This thing was, I don't even think you need to use hands with this machine.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, maybe that's the thing. He just realized the machine costs more.
It's the Love Bots.
He may have looked at that like that.
I looked it up because I froze the screen.
The
on it.
Love Box?
Love Box or
Love Bot, B-O-T-Z.
Oh, bots. Okay.
So I just wanted to see what this deal was.
Sure.
Well, because when I saw it was a huge-ass box.
And what do you insert yourself?
Yeah, I guess it's like a, but I think the tube does things.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty
sure
it
much
does.
did you see how much it retails for?
I did not. I just wanted to make sure that I had the name right when I did the headline. Because
there's a lot of machines.
Oh, yeah.
From Love Bots specifically?
Oh, yeah.
I just want to take a look at what this looks like.
Well, it depends. Like, the box was pretty big.
Oh!
There could be, but then there's also, like, these things.
That's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They get a lot of stuff.
Oh, man.
You thinking about them?
Get an idea?
Yeah.
I mean, that one, I just like the name. I'm not sure I can say it.
Yes, you can. The Super Milker.
Oh, wow.
Super Milker 3000. Yeah. I'm staying in tonight.
I was going to say, man, I haven't seen Ted out on a weekend in months.
Is he dating somebody? Love Bots.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging. He's laying low, he said. He wants to save some money.
So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Patrick. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola!
Hola! All right, Patrick, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have your choice of one of three stories. The Wonderful World of Drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Gotta decorate the interior.
Well, I got bad news, Patrick. This one does not involve the butt, but it's equally as disturbing. In this case, a case report was published in BMJ Case Reports this week. It follows a patient with what was assumed to be a patch of eczema on his wrist. But after months of unsuccessfully treating the problem with topical steroid cream and oral antihistamines, a closer look revealed the true culprit, and it's rather unpleasant. So he was diagnosed with eczema 5 months prior after complaining of redness and sharp pain on his left wrist. When those symptoms did not improve following treatment, he was sent to a new doctor and given a pathological examination. Well, after coming to the dermatology department of the First Allied Hospital of Fujian Medical University in China, of which I'm an alumni, the patient received a biopsy of the affected part of his wrist. To the doctor's surprise, the results revealed, quote, unique structures in the deepest layers of the patient's skin. These structures, embedded in and underneath the lower layers of the skin, had defined walls with a hollow interior and short barbs. And they were surrounded by white blood cells. And the doctors say, surrounded by white blood cells, sure sign that they were an unwelcome intruder in the patient's body. Well, after reviewing...
Get out of here. You gotta go. Where's white blood cells? You're not welcome here.
After reviewing the medical literature, the doctors came up with a hypothesis. The structures were part of a creepy crawly living under his skin. And that prompted the patient to remember his encounter with said creepy crawly. Evidently, the patient needed a little extra help, caused a buildup of white blood cells to form around them. The doctors prescribed regular injections. Inevitably, the guy was fine. But keep in mind, there was something living under his skin and his wrist. The question is, what was it? Was it scabies, ticks, a caterpillar, or a spider? So scabies, ticks, a caterpillar, or a spider. One of those was living under the skin in his wrist.
Oh, man.
That's what I thought.
Oh, well, Ted, what are you thinking?
You said scabies, ticks, caterpillar,
or a spider.
You know what? Just for pure creepy value to creep everybody out, I'm going to go spider.
Spider. Okay.
Spider.
I'm going to go scabies, Patrick.
Well, I think scabies would have spread. I'm going to go caterpillar.
Caterpillar. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, just because that's the weirdest one. Like,
that is weird. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to explain that one.
Yeah. All right, let's going to find out what this guy had in his hand underneath the skin. Was it scabies, ticks, caterpillar, or a spider next?
That was a tease.
New on Curiosity Stream.
With my infrared drone, I can see what others can't.
Drone pilot Doug Thron uses his bird's eye view for the ultimate good, saving animals from desperate situations around the globe. Join the rescue effort on a new season of Doug to the Rescue. And
You captured a Confederate steamboat?
We're taking the ship to freedom.
an enslaved crew, a stolen vessel, and a Civil War dash to salvation on impossible escapes. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated road solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, categories interior decorating on profile. This patient had a patch of eczema on his wrist. Went to a doctor. They weren't sure exactly what it was. Tried a couple different things. But either way, ended up going to a specialist, a dermatologist, who determined that he had a creepy crawly thing in his skin. Yeah. Question is, was it scabies, ticks, a caterpillar, or a spider?
And Patrick, that is the very question that we posed to you, but let us first start with our very own Miles Montgomery, who said scabies.
I went scabies.
It is not scabies.
Scabies would make sense.
It absolutely does. I mean, that's what they do, right? Yeah. It's not unusual.
Well, scabies would have spread, though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're kind of like knitting a pattern under your skin. Ted, you went with the spider.
Spider!
Because it wriggled and wriggled and tickled inside her. No, and Patrick, you went off the wall with the caterpillar.
Give me that caterpillar.
How in the hell did you know that? That would have turned into a butterfly.
Apparently, it was, so the guy's story, they said, look, man, we looked under this, the caterpillar, and I can't remember what this kind is called, but it's the caterpillar of a gypsy moth. And he goes, oh, yeah. So apparently he was climbing an apple tree or something. It was covered with the caterpillars. And I did not know this, but apparently the caterpillars of a gypsy moth, it's not, quote unquote, uncommon for them to burrow into your skin.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
No,
I'm really not.
Caterpillars are supposed to be cool.
That's what I thought, man.
Now for all TV news all time, it's time for TV Time at 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. Seth Meyers, The Jimmies,
Fallon and Kimmel.
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title. These guys have talented teams of writers who help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
According to a new study, dogs are more effective. Bless you.
Bless you.
According to a new study, dogs are more effective at detecting COVID than rapid tests. I'm glad we've reached the point of the pandemic where the CDC is like, I don't know, dogs?
Foul. Yeah, foul.
Yeah, it's foul.
According to a new study, dogs are more effective at detecting COVID than rapid tests. I'm glad we've reached the point in the pandemic where the CDC is like, I don't know, dogs? I
Gas prices across the country once again have surged to a record high. At this point, it's worth just filling your car up with Mountain Dew and just seeing what happens.
Seth Meyers.
I'll say Fallon again.
Fallon.
I saw that gas prices across the country have once again surged to a record high. You know, at this point, it's worth filling your car with Mountain Dew and just seeing what happens. I mean, why not?
Todd and Julie Chrisley, stars of the reality TV show Chrisley Knows Best, were found guilty of bank fraud and tax evasion. So I guess Chrisley knows best to hold onto the soap in the shower.
Ted Smith.
Yeah, I think Ted Smith.
Too aggressive for the late night gas?
A little.
A guinea pig in Hungary named Molly was recently honored with the Guinness World Record for most basketball slam dunks in 30 seconds. But before you get too excited, full disclosure, the rim was only set at 9 feet 6 inches.
Myers.
Fallon. That's Seth.
A guinea pig in Hungary named Molly was recently honored with the Guinness World Record for most basketball slam dunks in 30 seconds. But before you get too excited, full disclosure, apparently the rim was only set at 9 feet 6 inches.
That is so stupid. Have you guys ever seen that TV show, Chrisley Knows Breast?
Knows Breast.
Yes. I'm watching now.
No, I had zero. I remember the commercials for it, I guess, when it was first coming on. And I'm like, there's nothing about this show that appeals to me. I've never seen it. Don't want to.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And something about his face bugs me. And I know that's stupid. I cannot explain it.
Well, it's probably the fake blonde hair, like the plastic surgery face, like.
That kind of sums it up, actually. But I just remember, and I'll see commercials for it. And again, I don't even know what the show's about. I guess it's just you follow this guy and his family or something. But
correct, and like the kids now have a spinoff and stuff. I just God. When I saw this news yesterday, like none of that surprised me.
No,
like
it really didn't.
Right, he was having an affair with his accountant, and then when they, I guess, broke up or whatever, finally the accountant got mad, so he told him what they were doing and everything. Like, oh, okay, so he's hiding certain things and hiding money. Like, right. That does not shock me at all. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I never really got the appeal of that show, but people really liked it.
Did they?
I never
they
liked it enough on that network that it was popular. You know what I mean? And they have another spinoff on it and stuff.
I guess if you get a spinoff, right.
But I do think sometimes with reality shows, and I get it, like part of being, in our society is you want to go out and earn money and have nice things and this and that, all to his family. And like wants to dress him and this and that. Like the whole thing always seems super weird to me.
That's right, his face. I can't get past it.
I mean, like I give you credit, right? Like what was it? The John and Kate +8 stuff. You guys were on that earlier. You're like, there's something weird there.
Yeah.
You found out they're both whack jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Duggars that had all the kids, and one of them's in jail for doing child stuff.
It's a numbers game.
It's not right.
Out of 10 people, one's going to be a screw up.
Right.
you
put that many people up there, like, all right,
it's going to happen.
Yeah, and listen, I grew up Catholic, right? I went to Catholic school and everything. My mom still goes to church every Sunday, right? Well, my mother will never open conversations about her faith.
Right.
So, like, a guy like Chris, like, when you gotta constantly tell me how Christian you are and Christian.
Of course I don't believe it.
Right, it kind of, to me, it's like, all right, we got a red flag. What's going on here?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to say you hate a group of people or whatever. You're probably thinking to yourself, I'm probably in that group somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you what impressed me out of the whole group, to be honest with you. If you stack the deck and said, okay, how's everybody going to end up here? Who's going to be the worst off? I would say Octomom. And it turns out
she outdid everybody.
She raised her kids.
Oh, yeah, she did some porn, but yeah, she...
Oh, yeah, she did that.
Sure.
But she honestly just raised her kids.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, when she first came onto the scene, you're like, oh, my God.
This is nuts.
And you fast forward 10, 15 years, whatever, like, she's doing all right. The rest of these clowns.
Right, well, what was the girl that was from, like, I say, like, Ocean Shores or something, and she married some terrible deal. She was, like, 17 and got Kristen Stoughton.
Oh, right.
And then she married a guy that was, like, a TV star when he was a kid, but he was, like, 50.
Yeah. I can't remember. Right. The parents signed on. And we understood the parents, they just want to cash in on this, right? So,
right, but it's not shocking.
Courtney Stodden, I believe that was
it's not shocking that one never lasted either.
We said it wouldn't last as soon as they announced it.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff like that. All right, so Yellowstone. That's on Peacock. I really liked Yellowstone.
All right.
I did not realize that for a lot of people, Yellowstone has some other meaning, right? Kevin Costner, like, telling it the way it is and this and that. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like the show. It's like Gangster Cowboys.
Right.
Right? But people get real fired up about that. I had an awkward encounter in an elevator. Well, the lady had on a shirt from one of the ranches that's featured in the show.
Okay.
And I was like, hell yeah. I like that sweater or like that, like, fleece thing you're wearing. You know, like, I'm a big fan of Yellowstone, too. And she's like, about time they had a show for us. And I was like, oh, I don't know what you're saying, but I am not part of us. I should tell you that right.
Does that mean Cowboys? What does that mean?
Right, almost anybody, like, unless I'm at a sporting event, you go, well, that's for us. Like, right. Whoa, no, I don't know what else is. Not being a part of it.
All right, yeah.
But the main part, I don't think anybody in here watched it. Like, I watched the whole series.
I got through the first episode. It just didn't appeal to me. What a bad show. It just wasn't for me.
So the whole thing is basically like you got developers.
Yes, for you.
Did you notice it was all white people?
So a big part of this show is that developers coming in, Kevin Costner's family, they've had this land forever. They want to protect it. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But that's kind of the basis of the show, right?
Okay.
Is they want to keep
the land.
California yuppies, like all those people out. Well, it had the opposite effect. The good effect is it brought millions of dollars in tourism to the state. The bad news is now you got a bunch of wannabe cowboys moving there and buying up everything.
Oh, God.
Right. So basically, people watched the show and said, oh, I love this. I love the cowboy spirit. And they're like, we should go to Montana and get a giant ranch. It's like, whoa. The point of the show is they don't want you there.
Right.
So if you're going to... Like,
weren't you kind of saying this when you were watching it initially?
What's that?
Just this whole point.
That people want to... Right, I was saying everybody I knew all of a sudden
wants to be a cowboy and go to Montana. Move to Montana. Who's watching the show with you when you were watching?
Right, and it's a great show, but at no point do I want I want to get up at the crack of dawn and go feed the cattle.
And do manual labor.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, I almost cursed. Hell with that. Right, it's the same way I watch my gangster shows. It's like, right, I'm not going to start becoming a gangster. But, Miles, you're right. That's exactly what happened. And the people that have lived there forever, I like this. Longtime Montana resident, Ginger Rice. First of all, Ginger Rice is a strong name.
That is.
I would like to meet her. I would like to hang with her. I'd also eat it as a dish.
Absolutely.
Would you like a side of ginger rice? Like,
and then here she comes.
Even if it's a person.
Yeah. But she spoke with People magazine about it, about all the, quote, highfalutin people moving in.
Highfalutin.
And highfalutin's such a good word. You've been banging that drum for years. That is a good word.
Highfalutin people.
That's my grandparents' word, man.
Yeah, she said, quote, I don't like how busy it is. I don't like the traffic, and it's too expensive. Wow, welcome to city life.
Yeah, no, it's the thing. Like, they live there because they don't want to deal with any of that. They don't want to deal with that. And then Kevin Costner makes a show, and it's like, God damn it.
I do remember we were playing a team called Elkins. Elkins is a very small town in West Virginia. Morgantown is one of the bigger towns, probably the second biggest town in West Virginia. And it doesn't have...
bigger than Morgantown?
Charleston, yeah, the state capital. Either way, just know this, the entire state of West Virginia doesn't have as many people living in it as Tacoma.
Right.
So we go and we play this high school football game, and we kick the living crap out of Elkins, which shouldn't be a big deal because we're the second biggest town.
Sure.
So we have more people, right? So we beat the living hell out of them. They're throwing rocks at the bus. They throw the falutin word out. They throw the big city. Go back to the big city, you highfalutin a-holes. You know, just doing that. We're 17, 16 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like...
We live in Morgantown, West Virginia.
You go back, you stay out of here. We got guns. Like, well, all right. You know, you can have Elkins, folks. You're right. You can own this. This is all you. That Hardee's, it's yours.
Yeah, I guess I still just find it amazing. It's the whole point is that Kevin Costner's trying to keep those people out. And then it's like, I love this show so much, I'm going to go be the enemy of everybody on the show who I like. I'm trying to think of like a comparison to that, but
I don't know that.
I mean, I guess it'd be like, I don't know. I love the movie by Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing. So I joined the Klan.
Right, exactly.
Like, what? Like, you missed the point of the movie, man. Montana is beautiful. Can't wait to get back there. I mean, look, I'll go visit and stuff.
Right, they don't mind you visiting.
Right, they're also not worried about me. Like, if I moved to Montana, it'd be the same thing. I'd probably afford a house on like in like some small town. But it's not like I'm going to move out there and buy a giant ranch.
Yeah. Oh, hell no, because then I have to take care of it.
Yeah. Right. That's why I got to hire somebody to work.
You don't want to be the outsider moving into Montana.
I don't think so.
I don't either. Those people have lived there for their entire lives. They are not leaving, generationally speaking. Their grandparents, their parents. That is a tight-knit community. That's why everybody gets married when they're 17, 18 years old.
Correct.
You don't even have a chance to go on a date there because everyone's been taken, and they've already got 10 kids by the time they're 25.
Yeah, and things are, like I told you, like I went there, it was beautiful, but things were just different. Like, again, golfing. Shotgun start means everybody starts on one hole.
Right.
Not in Montana. They shot a shotgun. I mean, we still started on separate holes, but I remember being like, oh, I have never heard them actually fire off a shotgun.
Yeah, Ken's got a starter's pistol.
Well, starter pistol, yeah, but I'm just like, did that guy just say that?
Or a horn.
And my buddy was like, yeah, man, they were shooting a real shotgun. I was like, damn. Paul! Real quick, Mike Hawk.
Hey.
You watched the first episode of The Boys. No spoilers.
I did.
Was your reaction close to mine? Holy ass, this show is insane.
Okay, here's the thing. I went into it watching it just because of how daunted you were by your reaction. I was like, I know that I'm going to know when I found it. And I started watching, and as it was starting to transpire, I said, okay, I guarantee you that this is the spot that this is going to happen. And it did not disappoint. It went beyond my expectations.
Correct.
Ted's entire review. He asked me, I said, hey, man, have you watched the first episode of The Boys yet? I haven't. He goes,
Season 3, episode 1. Yeah.
Right. Jesus effing Christ.
Yes.
Right? That was the entire review. Mike walks in today, thrilled, man. Have you watched the first episode? I go, not yet. He goes, Ted's not kidding.
Thing that leads it off is a particular phrase was like, okay, I know what's about to happen. And then it took a turn, went the other way.
It does, yeah. They do a great job with that. Let's see. So, kind of a bigger story. Well, not the biggest stories. It's minor league. But the Seattle Thunderbirds are in the Western Conference. No, they won the Western Conference.
Yeah, they're in the finals.
They're playing Edmonton. Yeah, they won game 1.
They're playing the Edmonton.
They're like the oil pumpers or the oil. Yeah,
right, because you have the Edmonton Oilers. I think they're the oil cans.
Oh,
they're like big,
I think you're right.
They're like big oil energy or something.
Right.
Yeah. But
BOE.
Fox 13 Plus, though, they'll have that on if you want to check that out, which is pretty cool because it's hard to find. It's hard to find minor league sports on TV.
It is,
but you figure if they make it this far, that's pretty cool. And also, if I'm in Edmonton, like I think everybody has to hate Seattle now because the Oilers got bounced the other night against Colorado.
And weren't you the one telling me it was questionable as far as just the idea of do the Thunderbirds have a place to play?
based on the arena, based on what they schedule.
Right, so that's part of the problem is that one of their home games, they can't use it, as I want to say, if graduation's not at Showware. So if they make it that far, they got to play in Edmonton. Now, they'll be the home team. So
but they're playing on the road still.
Correct. There's a couple things at hockey that like, you get from being the home team. Like I think you get like the last line shift or something.
All right.
But I'm with you. Like then a lot of people were saying go play in Everett, but like Silvertips fans do not.
They're not. No way.
From the text, it's Oil Kings.
Oil Kings.
Oil Kings.
Not the oil cans.
Like T-Boone Pickens.
I like the oil can.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
You also have some NBA finals tonight. That's over on ABC. That's Game 3, Celtics Warriors. If you're not into sports, you probably want to be over for Disney Plus, Part 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, there you go. And you said, Steve, there's only, 6 episodes of this?
They only did 6 episodes.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream.
From time to time, we have collisions between asteroids and the Earth.
We track them, we study them, we hope the big one never comes. Don't look up, it's Asteroid Rush. And alligators. They rarely get sick, they even outlasted the dinosaurs. Could they hold the secret to human longevity?
Their blood could have antibacterial applications.
Wade into the investigation on immortal alligators. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro. Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case. Dude, no way. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Nashville police receive a call about a lady at the Lucky Bastard Saloon who lost her pants. Meanwhile, $5.2 million awarded after catching an STD from a friend is what the judge did grant. California man robs sex shop at gunpoint and steals a Lovebots masturbation toy. A sex robot accident is bringing some Brits some great joy. And a Florida man pets an alligator that he thought was a dog. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, top story, we go to Florida. A man was taken to the hospital to be treated for injuries after he sustained a nasty bite from a 7'2" alligator. Remember that portion of it, a 7'2" alligator. The near 50-year-old man said that he was walking around that night when he came across the dark mass that ended up being the alligator. Mistaking it for a dog on a leash, he didn't deviate his path and walked right next to the animal that then lashed out, grabbed his leg, and took a nice chunk for itself.
Surprise!
The man was taken to the hospital and the gator was trapped.
How thick did he think? I mean, you don't necessarily know it's an alligator, but you know it's not a dog.
Right.
Because any dog that's that low to the ground probably is not also that long.
And is not moving because, if I'm not mistaken, dogs are rather, wiry. Even the older dogs. The tail's going a little bit. The head's moving. The ears are moving. They move.
But even
gators,
the tail, he says, man, I thought it was the leash. And I'm like, what leash is that big?
That thick, that long, with nobody on the other end of it, by the way.
Right.
Seemingly moves by itself. Also, the reptile doesn't move an inch. Unless you spook it. I don't think I ever see alligators moving.
Right,
You know what I mean? They just stand there.
They stand there or they just kind of float around in the water?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, right, like every time I see like pictures of them on a golf course, they're just kind of standing there.
Right.
I mean, there is videos of them moving, but I'm with you, it seems rare.
It's very almost calculated. It's a very smooth movement. They look
know what they're
animatronic.
doing. Right. They're hunting.
Exactly. And by the way, okay, random ass dog in the middle of the night. We're just going to stroll on by it, not even care. This dog doesn't have an owner. This dog is just minding its own business in the middle of the night. Okay, yeah, leave it be. Come on, man. Use your head. In other news, police in Nashville were called to a local establishment by the name of Lucky Bastard Saloon after they got reports of a woman that was a little on the indecent side. They found her in the elevator, reeking of alcohol, without any pants on, and no memory as to where they went.
All right.
Nor who she was with or where she was staying. Mm-hmm. She was pulled out and taken in on public intoxication charges.
A lot of. You ever been to Nashville?
No.
Okay. This is not surprising.
Really?
No, this is like the bachelorette party capital of the East.
It's the bachelorette capital. Bachelorette, I'd say party capital of the country.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe more than so than Las Vegas.
Like Vegas,
Bachelor's
New
probably
Orleans.
Vegas.
I was going to say, I think, yeah.
But there's Vegas, New Orleans, and the Nashville ranks right up there with them. So just like Vegas and New Orleans, when people go there, they just cut more loose than they would anywhere else.
Sure.
And these cities kind of encourage you to, right? You're spending your money. She just can't find her pants.
Right.
That's all. Has no idea where they're at.
And did you say it was the Lucky Bastard?
The Lucky Bastard Saloon.
Well, I mean, that sounds like somebody got lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's some lucky SOB out there.
Get in here, you bastard.
I'll give you my pants.
Take my pants. That is, man. Yeah, that's rough. Wake up in the bar and you don't know where your pants are.
Right.
And you can't find them. Like, you figure somebody would, I've been like, hey man, you'd be like, yeah, dude, you threw your pants out like over here. You'd be like, oh crap.
The problem is, based on the way this story plays out, she was still blacked out, drunk, talking to the cops.
Right.
Which means they had to re-explain this like the following morning in the drunk tank, like, hey, it's not that you're a bad person, but you got messed up last night, and we don't know where your pants are. So when we let you out of here, right, and you go to collect your stuff, understand, we don't have pants to give you.
It was bad. To L.A., where a thief got a little distracted. We covered this a little bit earlier today. The LAPD is on the lookout for a man that held up a local sex shop at gunpoint, demanding that the teller hand over all of the money. Before getting his cash, he walked over to a display case, took one of the toys from inside it, and walked out without his money. Authorities have released images and asked for those with information to come forward.
I'm assuming that people use cash at a sex shop so that their receipts won't be detected if they're cheating on someone, maybe?
Or maybe
they probably
are. I'm trying to figure out why the till in a sex shop. Granted, I know what he wanted.
Sure.
He wanted the masturbatory toy.
Right.
But I started to think, like, wouldn't most transactions, like, let's say it's something is $100.
Well, maybe you're buying something as a surprise.
Or you're buying it for someone that you don't.
I think a lot of cash gets spent.
Yeah, it makes sense to me when I think it through. But initially, I was like, "Why they got so much cash in the till?"
I went through the same process.
Yeah.
And like,
okay, all right, yeah.
In Missouri, where an insurance company is begging for someone to go over the evidence again, a woman filed a lawsuit after she had cordial sex with a man in his car, but ended up catching the sexually transmitted disease known as HPV. She won her lawsuit after it was determined that the man that she slept with knew and did not disclose that he had the virus, and awarded her the grand prize of $5.2 million in damages to be paid by his car insurance company because the sex act took place in his car.
I don't agree with this.
The company has tried multiple times to get the trial reviewed, but the lower courts insist that they made the right decision to have her award come out of their pocket.
Well, you realize then, like, you just opened a can of worms.
You did.
Yes.
If you own a home, you have to have homeowner's insurance. I go to your house, and I don't know, I sleep with some chick in her house.
Right.
And I get an STD. So, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to sue you. I'm going to sue your insurance. Like, you just opened the floodgates to stupid for everything.
We had a one-night stand in my place. Therefore, my home insurance company has to pay the child support.
Right.
Right?
You just open the floodgates.
I mean, that's
what do you do if you're renting? Do I go after your landlord?
Right.
Hey, you're the one renting this place.
There you go.
And I chose to have unprotected sex, so this is your fault.
Like, I mean, I hate to be on the side of the insurance company here, but
rarely happens.
That's not for me, man.
I don't feel bad for them.
That is it for headlines with that, Mike Hawkins.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. More Men's Room up next with the Men's Room Happy Hour. We'll see you exclusively on the Odyssey app.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please, do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.